the Living Outrageously podcast. This is the show where we teach you how to stop living a boring life and start living outrageously. My name's Dave Thompson, that is Matt the freaking man Kelly, and this is the show for passionate, creative and intelligent people who want to step up and make their dent in the universe. Matt the freaking Kelly, impossible is an opinion. And today, sir, welcome to We're on a Boat.
We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
And we're here today for a very special question and answer.
We are indeed. I'm excited about this one. I don't know why we haven't done this before. Like, we've got this amazing Samurai Lounge, which people, if you haven't joined yet, just sort that.
Just do it immediately.
Just sort that.
Livingoutrageously.com, sign up, you'll get the details, in you go.
Yeah, you're in, right? Like, we'll make it work. So, first of all, get in there. Second of all these amazing people doing all these amazing things, constantly contributing to the world, right? Like, we need to ask them what they want, so we did that.
That's right. And so just a little while earlier this morning, how's that for grammar?
Yes.
Matt Kelly puts up a little post on the Samurai Lounge. Hey, Samurai, you got any questions? We'll answer them today. And it's literally 14 minutes later.
Flooded in.
And now they're here. We had to put a 6-minute cut-off timer on it, but now...
They're still coming through
They're
right
still
now.
coming through right now, even now.
Yep.
I'm not... Well, there's a lot of questions. We'll do our very best to get through them. Some of them, Matt Kelly, there's a lot of business in here. There's a lot of marketing. There's a bit of life as well.
Yeah.
And there's a liberal dash of Samurai Lounge, Living Outrageously podcast, craziness. If you ate dirt as a kid, that's cool with us.
It is
type
indeed.
stuff.
It is indeed. Listen, let's just get straight into it.
Yeah,
are you ready?
Awesome. What do you got for us?
First question. First question. I've seen many of us beat the sloth before. Why is it impossible to kill one? Or is it impossible? Is it their fur or their shitty grin?
Right.
That was word for word the actual question that was asked.
Okay. So the sloth... Okay, so can you kill the sloth for good? My initial response is no.
I think you can physically impair the sloth.
You can manage the sloth.
Right.
I think instead of having the outcome of wanting to like kill him,
end it.
I think it's about managing him, like massaging him and keeping him in his place. You know, because
he's still valuable. He is actually valuable.
He does have a purpose, right? And this is, I think, the distinction that a lot of people miss.
Yeah.
The sloth part of the brain was designed many years ago in caveman times when there was lions, tigers, and bears, and like eagles pecking your eyes out.
Right.
Also, we're on a boat. Like there'd be like an eagle. Well, not.
It could happen.
It could have been a canoe, right? We could have been in a canoe,
right,
trying to catch our squid for dinner.
Yes.
And then an eagle comes down and like goes to attack. Your
head.
eye. In that case, the sloth brain would have served a very functional purpose in warning you that when you heard the squawk of an eagle out there, let's like put my squid in the bucket so they can't see the squid, right? So we don't get dive bombed by an eagle.
Right.
So in that case, the sloth brain was very useful.
Yes.
Because it kept us safe from danger.
So what the sloth did was, the sloth made you aware there was a problem, and it enabled you to very, very quickly resolve that problem to prevent danger from occurring immediately.
Yeah, e.g. you losing your eyeball and your squid, which you'd hard fought out of the sea, and that was going to feed your family and the tribe.
Right.
You could keep that.
So previously, people, the sloth actually saved lives.
Yes.
Didn't take lives, saved them.
Yeah, so the sloth brain is really important. Seth Godin talks about it in some of his books as the lizard brain.
Yeah, we've done we did an episode on this.
Yeah, the lizard brain. It's just that these days, like in the modern society, there's not that big a chance of an eagle coming down, and in fact, there's so many things that are so comfortable about life. The sloth takes over and makes us scared of doing anything, right? And that's what we need to manage. We need to manage the sloth from infecting us and keeping us... Because now, right, if we were back in caveman days now, the sloth, we wouldn't even be getting in our canoe to come out in the beach, to come out from the beach. We'd be stuck at the beach.
Because like, it's dangerous going out there.
Yeah, the sloth brain...
I can't go out there.
The sloth brain would take over
Yeah.
and you'd never actually get out.
Right.
So I think the question is, can we manage the sloth? Yes. Do we want to kill the sloth? No, because we want to keep some level of awareness of danger. Is that good, Matt Kelly?
That's a great answer. So is it the fur or the shitty grin? I think it's all of those things. I think that is an amazing question. I just liked that question. That was a great question. Amazing. That was good. All right. Next question. All right. How do I get massive traffic generation I have a theory on this.
Great, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, we have to define traffic.
Yeah.
Because you can create traffic by stopping your car in the middle of the road and walking away.
Yeah.
So you can do that. That is a legitimate way to cause traffic.
You do that in Melbourne town, man. There's the Melbourne mafia's coming after you.
Right. Like, I bet the people see massive traffic every day in Melbourne, just massive traffic. So, what I like about this question is it's something that we're all curious about, which is ultimately, for me, the question here is, how do I drive traffic to my product? And then the question is, how do I drive relevant traffic? And it's like, how do I drive convertible traffic? And who am I targeting? And how do I get this pool of people to care about what I'm doing? That's really how I see this.
I love those questions, Matt Kelly, because how do I generate traffic is quite high level. It's quite up here, but then we're adding more layers to it. We're getting down into the detail. Okay, what's exactly is our outcome? Why do we want the traffic? All those questions are great. My perspective on this is I think what the person that's asking this question is really asking, I could be wrong, but what they're really asking is how do I get people to look at my shit and buy my shit?
Essentially, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So if that's the question, then what I'm hearing is that the answer is be compelling, be outrageous, be engaging.
Yes.
All up, what I'm hearing is when everyone else is zigging, you zag.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So when everyone else starts their video in a boring as batshit way,
Right.
do something like Gary Vaynerchuk, do something like
Dudes!
right?
Yeah.
Do something that's not what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And that way you'll get attention.
I like that, and ultimately it doesn't matter what the product is or who you're targeting at this point, because those apply across everything. And the opposite could actually be sitting up straight in a suit if that is the zag that you're trying to take. So So we're not telling you to be outrageous and yell at the camera. We're telling you in any situation, no matter what the platform is, it doesn't have to be video, right? This is an example. No matter what, be able to differentiate yourself and make yourself compelling and engaging. That's really what it is.
Yeah. When everyone else zigs, you zag.
I like it.
Great. Next question, Matt Kelly. Does that cover that, do you think?
I think it does. I really think it does.
Good.
All right, this is a great question.
Okay.
What's the best way to make contacts in a new environment? Okay. Now, just to give you some clarity, there's a business contacts that we're talking about here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm going somewhere, new environment, could be a physical new environment, could be a new industry.
Yep.
What's the best way to make contacts?
Okay.
Amazing question.
Okay. I think you should answer this. Are you going to answer this from the perspective of
I can answer this.
Of what you did? Yeah, and then I've got some layers to add on top. But I think you laid the base earlier when we were talking about this one.
So basically, the single great... So there's a few elements to this, right? And one that I love here is that when I reach out to someone who's influential or important and I want them as a mentor, I want advice, or I want to do whatever, right? What do? Well, what typically people did was they'd cold call them, they'd cold email them, they'd want to go out for a coffee or hook up some time to chat. Guess what? People are freaking busy now.
Oh.
They're busy. They don't have time, right?
Yeah.
And if you're influential...
I don't even have time for you, Matt Kelly,
I know.
sometimes.
It's amazing
It's
we're
ridiculous.
Here. It's amazing here.
I know.
Right
How
now.
did this happen?
I don't know how we coordinated this. Different cities converging.
Are we even in Australia now?
Well, technically, no.
Is this Africa?
This is the ocean.
This is like Zanzibar.
We're at sea.
We are at sea.
So I was filling out a visa application form yesterday, and you had to pick where you were born. Next to Australia, it said at sea. You could select at sea as your country of birth. That was pretty freaking cool.
That's awesome.
Because I was going to hit at sea. I don't know why. I was going to hit it.
Bacon is good for me.
Bacon is good for you. So, superfood right there. What is your favorite? What is your favorite superfood? Bacon.
Bacon. Thank you, Cecily.
So okay, back to the question. So people are freaking busy, and we know that.
Yeah.
So you've got to hit them in a way that they are not usually being hit. If you send them a cold email like everyone else, you're going to fall in the same junk email folder.
Yeah.
So the single biggest tip I can give you is to be introduced personally to someone. So if I want to reach that influential person that you know, or even if you don't know but you suspect they might know you, an introduction through you to them is always more valuable. Always. So I would be thinking about who's actually going to feed you into the right person, different angles that you can take to
go. So you're saying go one step removed, kind of like you want to get to Tim Ferriss, go chat to his virtual assistant.
And I've done that. I have actually done that.
And then you get through.
Yeah. Or better still, find someone that is influential for Tim Ferriss and get an introduction through them.
Like his mother.
His mother.
Like his mother,
family,
who lives across
friends.
the bridge in San Fran.
I love it.
Who bakes cookies on a Sunday and is not totally busy like him. But then you go make a massive impression on her and she's like, Timothy, you really should.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
I bet you Tim doesn't ignore the phone calls from his mum. I bet
That's
he answers
right.
those phone calls no matter what.
That's good.
So there's the one thing there is, and it could be someone else in business who's influential as well. So it could be me going through someone like our friend Dennis, who's at Google.
Yes.
Right? Through to Kevin Rose, who works at Google Ventures.
Yes.
From Kevin Rose through to Tim Ferriss, right? If I had to meet Tim Ferriss, that would be a channel that I could attempt to get introduction through.
Or you could get onto Dan Rollman, who could get onto Kevin Rose, who
There
could
you
get onto
go.
Tim Ferriss.
Absolutely.
Like, we're just thinking automatically here, you know?
Yeah.
And even if you want to talk to Arnie, like the gym that I work with in Melbourne, like they know Arnie.
Right.
Like Arnie.
Yeah, as in
Like-
the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like
yeah.
get down.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing accents now. This is
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
This is actually happening.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that would be I like it. Yeah, let's just leave
Sweet.
it at that. That's really good.
All right. This is a great question. What are this week's Powerball numbers?
Oh, you've got this, don't you?
7, 9, 14, and 32.
There you go. Boom.
Go and spend $1 million on tickets.
Yes.
Um,
And Matt Kelly will take 10% of the proceeds.
yes.
What else you got there for us, Matt Kelly?
This is a good one, and I like this because I know what the answer is going to be. That's
Okay.
why I like this.
Okay.
So
I don't even know what the question is.
So, what are the most interesting adventure hotspots in the world, and how do you conquer them in your lifetime?
Oh well,
We've hit a few.
You conquer them with relentless drive.
Yeah.
You've got to have the list, man.
Right.
We've got a black book. I talk about it all the time. The 457. It's like I sat down one day. I'm like, all right, boom, adventure. And there's 457 of them, and this is the goal. This is the list of things to do in the lifetime. Right.
Right.
In terms, so you've got to set the target. You've got to go for it with aggression and,
Yes.
and single-mindedness. That yes, this is what I'm going to do. I think the other thing as well is, if we move on to the second part of the question, which was about what are the adventure hotspots.
I like this. Yep.
One that comes to mind immediately for me is Queenstown, New Zealand.
Yep.
There's so much cool stuff you can do there. There's
Right.
like all these ski mountains. You can get on the lake and go jet boating. You
Right.
can bungee jump in 3
Yep.
different locations.
Yep.
You can take a plane. There's awesome.
So
Great spot.
So I've got one for you.
Yeah.
So I spent some time in San Diego.
I've heard that's awesome.
So you can go skiing, okay, and then be surfing in warm water within 4 hours.
That's cool.
like insane, right? So that's pretty cool. But here's another point. I don't think you have to find like the hotspots. I think you need to make your own adventure wherever you are.
Matt Kelly.
Thank you, sir. Thank
That-
you. We haven't been able to do this in a long time.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people think that adventure is something outside of them. It's like external. It's like, if I can go to Vegas,
Adventure will happen to me.
then, then I will get adventure.
Right.
And it's like, no, that's exactly the same as saying, if I have $1 million, then I will be happy. Right. Or
right.
if I have a girlfriend, then I will be happy. Like,
Yes.
no.
No,
It doesn't work like that.
No.
Like, that's external. What you've got to realize is that adventure is internal, and you can choose to have adventure anytime you want. Like,
Right.
for example, today, like,
It is raining.
here we are in, like, Western Africa, out on the seas.
Yeah. There's a sunken ship over there.
There seriously
literally-
is a sunken ship.
Insert photo now.
There seriously is a sunken ship over there. We're
Yeah.
going to climb the mast later. We're
Yeah.
going to try and do that.
Like so here's the point, right? So I'm gonna derail it. I'm sorry, Dave. We're not actually
And see,
in
here's
Africa.
Matt Kelly calling adventure.
We're not actually.
He's
we're not
causing adventure.
When-
Like,
when-
this is internal adventure. This is it. Keep going.
So we're not actually in Africa right now, okay? We are not. Right. We're actually in Cleveland, Queensland, Australia. Now, if you go into Google and
Yeah.
you type in Raby Bay, R-A-B-Y, space B-A-Y, Queensland, Australia.
We don't have rabies. No one here has
No one
rabies.
actually
no
here
one
has
has ever
rabies.
had rabies.
Although there's a leper colony. So
There is too.
leprosy is rampant. We all have leprosy. However,
There is too. It's like 10 minutes around
there
there.
literally is. So there was some relevance in that point. So basically, here's the thing. When you look up Cleveland, it is well renowned for being the retirement capital of the world.
At every corner.
Now, here's the point.
Cleveland Manor.
Yet.
Cleveland Retirement Manor Village.
Right. There's villages everywhere here. So here's the
We
thing.
love old people.
Yet, we are having ridiculous adventure all the time.
That's right.
How do you do that in a small town retirement village area? You make your own adventure.
You do.
And that's what we're like right now. We're sitting in a freaking boat. There's a shipwreck over there, and we're about to go dance in the rain.
And we're freezing our tits off. Like, this is Queensland, man. I got a beanie on.
Right.
Like, what is that?
It's as cold here right now as it is in San Francisco, which is ridiculous.
We could have easily just stayed at home and shot on the lounge, and it would have been nice and cozy. And we could have had scones and biscuits afterwards.
Nice. I still want to do that.
That cake was really good before.
The cake was okay.
I didn't have the cake.
I feel like I put on a kilo.
Mick, our cameraman's just like in the cabin, just going, oh.
Yeah, he ate like half a cake.
How was the cake, Mick?
It was good. It was good. Good. Excellent. All right.
Adventure is within.
Adventure is within.
It's a choice.
This is how like crazy wet it is. I'll cover up the names here. Like my phone is like covered in water. It is literally raining and we don't care because we're freaking samurai.
Matt Kelly's copping it sweet on his left side. I'm quite buffeted. Thank you, Matt Kelly.
So here's another great question. I like this one. How can I stay focused on following through on leads when modern internet and social networking leads me down many a rabbit hole and onto even more leads? So the problem here is I have leads, I get leads, but I'm never able to actually finalize, convert, sell, and move on from them. The list just keeps growing, so I'm just chasing this endless list of leads. What do I do?
So I'm reading into this question that what they mean by leads is like business opportunities. Like, you know, I could like go Amazon Associates, or I could like sell stuff on ClickBank, or I could make my own product and sell that, or I could like find something on Alibaba and do that.
It could even be like there's an opportunity with that company or that company or that company, potential clients, potential anything. I
So
see
something
that.
in entrepreneurship. So there's lots of different options, right? And the human behavior pattern that I'm seeing, and that this happens to a lot of samurai, very common early in entrepreneurship, is overwhelm.
Yeah.
Right? So many things up here, right? Overwhelm. Leads to procrastination overwhelm leads to stress and fear and like, fuck, I'm just not doing anything.
Right.
So there's no action being taken.
Yeah.
And then you look under the hood and you realise that, all right, well, there's some procrastination there. And what's the secondary gain? What's the purpose of procrastination? Well, the purpose is to give me certainty. I'm certain that I'm overwhelmed. Right. Because there's so much uncertainty. There's like all these things. It's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing as well is that there's not a lot of finishing.
Yes.
Okay. And that's really important. And a lot of samurai really struggle with this. Is the start, maintain, finish. Samurai very good at starting.
Yes.
Right? Very good. At,
Constantly.
Exceptionally good at starting.
Yep.
Some can maintain.
Yep.
Few finish. And in fact, I was listening to a TED talk the other day, and they said that it was the Gen Y. It was like, you know, should you hire Gen Y or something?
Yep.
And
a lot of theories here.
Yeah, a lot of theories. And this particular theory was, yes, you should hire Gen Y, but only if they have a track record of finishing something.
Of closing.
Of getting it done.
Yeah.
Of going all the way to the end and just done.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they're a dabbler. And they're going to be on 15 different devices, you know, emailing while they're on Facebook, while they're eating a sandwich, while their girlfriend's massaging them in the office. Like, what the hell's with that?
How did she even get there?
Yeah.
Like, what's she even doing there? Why? Why did you do that?
And so nothing will happen. So it's about cultivating a habit of finishing.
Nice. Yeah.
Cultivate the habit of finishing. And that starts with little things, yeah?
Yeah.
It starts with things like, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna brush my titties. I'm gonna brush my teeth. Why did I think of that? See, we're cultivating adventure, Matt Kelly.
We're cultivating adventure right now. The wind is coming. It's like blowing. It's like
my titties.
Crazy.
It's so cold.
It is really cold, people.
I can't believe I said that.
It is incredibly cold right now. It is incredibly cold.
What were we talking about? We were talking about finishing.
It's a process. So get in the habit of when I'm going to do it, I actually do it.
Yeah, that's right. Like when I brush my teeth, I'm going to brush my teeth for 3 minutes, and then I'm going to floss, and then I'm going to mouthwash.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Don't brush for a minute and a half and then go, something's on TV, or my iPhone just beeped, and then go and do that.
Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah.
Finish. Yeah. And I think the other thing here is for early stage entrepreneurship, this is the final point that I've got. For early stage entrepreneurship, when there's lots of opportunities, it's about... I've forgotten what I was going to say. It was really profound.
It sounded like it was going to be profound.
It was going somewhere.
So
I told you this before. What did I tell you before?
I don't recall. We talked a lot of
You've
snacks
got
before.
I said early stage on. Oh, that's it. Paying your dues.
Right.
That's right. So, early stage entrepreneurship. People, you see this a lot, and man, fuck, I did this. Right? You're in a job, you hate it, it sucks, and you're like, give the big bird to the man, and go, I'm out.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Done. It's like this rebellious. It's this juvenile, like little kid way.
Right.
I'm out of here.
I'm throwing my...
Whoa!
Yeah. Like, I want bacon. And then running to grandma's house.
Bacon! I'm sick of making deals!
Right.
I'm going to grandma's for nuggets.
Grandma's got chicken nuggets. I'm leaving.
I'm out. Right? So, I see that a lot, and from that place, it's difficult to start a business, right?
Yeah.
Because you expect to just walk into a business and just rock and roll.
The opportunities just happen.
And just make money
easy.
straight away.
Right.
But the missing link, and this will always be part of the pie, part of the puzzle, part of the strategy, is you must pay your dues.
Right.
Must pay your dues. What I mean by that is spending time to learn the trade, to get good at entrepreneurship, to get good at business, to get good at your skill. Let's say you're like making paper origami. Right, for kings and queens, and they pay you a lot of money for that.
Yes,
you got to spend your time getting good at that.
Right. You got to learn. You learn from the best, and you actually make it happen, and you do it.
Yeah, that's right. So first of all, to narrow. Okay, so for this viewer, to narrow the funnel, narrow your thinking, start to get you on a path forward. Lay out all your different things at the moment that you like the look of, that you're thinking about. Pick one.
Yep.
And then focus in on what you need to learn from each.
Yeah.
And if you go into it and it doesn't like resonate with you, do something else. Not try something else, do something else. Because Matt Kelly, I want to show you something about do and try. So you see this rubber band?
I see it.
Okay. I'm going to put it on your knee.
It's on my knee.
Okay.
Yep.
Try and pick up that rubber band.
Do you actually want to pick it up?
No, I said try pick it up. Go on, try. No, you did pick it up. You did.
Oh,
try and pick it up.
Okay.
Just try. Just try and pick it up. It's not. Nothing is happening.
It's like.
How do you feel right now? How do you feel?
The rubber band, I can't pick it up.
Right. Try equals fail. That's the way the brain computes stuff, right? Now, do pick that up. You did.
Success.
You did.
I'm holding the rubber band.
Use the word do. Do stuff. No more trying. That's it. Next.
Next.
I hope that answers the question.
That was an
I
amazing.
trust it does.
That was an amazing analogy. I love it. That was funny.
That's what Yoda says. Do or do not. No try.
That's true.
Bacon is good for me.
How many hours do you sleep a day?
Ooh, as many as I want.
So here's the thing, right? So I've gotten really good at living off very, very few hours sleep. And I didn't do it intentionally, but I had so much crazy stuff going on. I was like, I'm just going to keep doing fun stuff. And I would go to events and stuff at night. I was just pumping. Like, this is over the past probably 3 months. Stayed up until 1, 2, 3 a.m. Mostly like 2 a.m. every single night, right? I was up at 6:37, no problems. And I've been doing that consistently. Even now, even when I'm jet lagged, I've still fallen straight back into that habit.
Yeah, you're looking fresh.
Yeah, I don't know how it worked, but it just works.
Must be this African air.
I'm loving this African air. I'm loving it. It's delicious. So for me, it's like I actually sleep I'm living off very few hours of sleep, and I don't know how sustainable that is. But I think it's partly diet, partly like getting a little bit of exercise here and there, and it's working. So yeah, that's me. What about you?
I have a lot of variety in my sleeping hours. Very capable of doing it for an extended period off just a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Naturally, probably prefer 8.
Yeah.
9.
There you go.
Am consistent with 7.
Right.
After extensive effort.
Sure.
12.
Sure.
It's cyclical, man.
And
it's
also,
cyclical.
It's
It's like caveman. You know. It's like
yeah.
Here's the thing, right? This is a theory I've been working with Matt Kelly. This is a special little interlude.
Hit me.
The more you live your life like the caveman did,
Yeah.
the better you're going to feel.
Right.
Especially with food.
Because
right?
because that's the way that the man was supposed to be.
Yes, that's right. You eat caveman stuff, you'll feel good, right? So cavemen would go out and chase animals, wild beasts, for big, long treks, and they'd expend a lot of energy, but then they'd get the beast, bring the beast back, and then they'd rest.
Yep.
Okay, and they might sleep all day,
Yep.
or a large percentage of the day.
Yep. I like it.
That's my theory.
I like it.
Next, Matt Kelly.
next-
How you doing, Mick? Do you need some cake?
Are we doing well, cameraman?
I want cake.
He
Oh,
wants
he wants cake. We will find cake.
Didn't we bring the cake? Did you run out of Anzacs?
Yeah.
Oh,
Keep going. Keep going.
rookie error.
Keep going.
So,
Well, we only brought 4.
well,
5.
make them
Did you have
work.
5?
Make them. Of course he did. And half a cake. There's some great questions here.
What do you-
what do
yeah,
you want
yeah,
written
do
on
that.
your tombstone?
I like that. What do you want on yours, Matt Kelly?
I want.
Hashtag YOLO.
I want hashtag YOLO. Hashtag YOLO. YOLO.
I'll just have outrageous. Thank you.
Deal.
Yep.
If you could talk to anyone, past, present, or future, real or fictional,
Yep.
who would they be? Future. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. It presupposes that we can invent like the ultimate person, and
Which we can.
Yeah, totally. So I'd take the strength of Arnie,
Yep.
the Beyonce booty of Beyonce.
Okay. Okay. So you're looking for Arnold Schwarzenegger with a Beyonce booty. What else? What else? What's a personality? Who's someone? Adam Sandler.
Adam
the personality of Adam Sandler.
yeah.
That is who I want to meet. I don't think that would be a particularly insightful conversation, but it would be interesting.
It'd be a sick party.
It would be a party. So in terms of like, let's go deep for a second. In terms of someone who I think I could learn from,
Yes.
or someone that I wish I could learn from.
Yeah, let's be serious. Man, you know I haven't been that. I've been so serious this episode. You know. You notice my body?
We haven't. Yeah, you're like.
I'm like very like this, aren't I?
Yeah,
Haven't even
I'm
done
like
any of these.
hanging out. I'm like hanging out
Yeah,
the
man.
boat.
I'm gonna get a bit funky now.
Hashtag YOLO.
Hashtag YOLO down in Africa.
And down in
YOLO
Africa.
Africa.
This is like Cape Horn, like right there.
What the hell is that?
Where does Cape Horn, Africa? Like this is where we are. We're
man.
rocking this like sharks.
Do you like my
around us.
mo, Matt Kelly?
You're really working on it, aren't you?
It's banging, isn't it?
You've been working on it.
I've been working on it.
Okay. So let's. Okay, so a person who's been influential that we find super interesting, would love
Yeah.
to learn from. I'd like to talk to Tony Robbins.
Oh,
not a
yes.
historic figure, but
I have
someone-
spoken to Tony Robbins.
That's true.
Many times.
Tony Robbins knows about the LOP.
He does.
As does Tim Ferriss.
He does.
As does the Prince of England. No joke. The Queen's son, the Queen of England's son, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, knows about living outrageously. I told him personally. I told him in conversation.
Oh man, that is so good.
He is well aware of what we do.
And I think that goes back to the previous question about how do you like make stuff happen? How do you
Yeah.
meet people?
Right.
If you want the Queen to know.
If you want the Queen, no, you told the Queen's son, and now the Queen will find out. No, that is exactly what happened. I did actually meet the Prince of England, Prince Andrew, Duke of York, and we talked about the LOP. We also talked about Truth or Jive.
Oh, the Sprickensy gobble. You've got the shirt on. You got to show them the shirt.
I've got the turkey shirt.
Ik Sprickensy gobble.
Yeah, that's Truth or Jive. So
And he's drinking a beer as well.
yeah, he's drinking. He's German
It's a Stein.
with a little like German hat and everything. So there you
Does he
go.
eat bacon?
Turkeys. Ooh, no. Oh, maybe. I suppose turkey would eat whatever you gave it. Probably.
All right, go on.
He drinks beer, so he probably
Yeah.
eats bacon. Let's pick a good one here. We've taken a long time. Let's pick a good one. What's your most effective icebreaker at a conference or dinner party, if they differ? So your best icebreaker. I like when people ask, "What do you do?" I like giving everyone on the table a different answer because that does break the ice. Because then people are like confused and like, "What are you talking about?" So like, I'll be talking to one person, and then someone else gets introduced in the conversation, and I'll like, "What? Oh, what do you do?" I'll give that person a completely different answer, and they know like that person there has had 2 different answers now.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's good because then it's like,
Yep.
well, no, I'm not just going to tell you what I do for a living. I'm going to tell you about who I am.
Yes.
So that's I like that as an icebreaker.
Yeah, the immediate thing that came up for me was not so much a specific, like, exactly what do you say, because that would depend on the scenario, but what came up for me was more, go there with an intention to connect. And an
Yes.
intention to give value.
Right.
Right? I think so many people turn up to networking or dinners or whatever and go, what can I get out of it? You know, even if it's, I really want to get a filet mignon steak wrapped in bacon out of this, right? It's a little bit hedonistic.
Yeah.
It's about you, and we know it's not about you. It's about what can you give. So that would be my suggestion. Go in with the intention to connect and give value. Matt Kelly.
I like this one because this is one where they're looking for honesty. What does your typical day look like? No fudging this one. Tell it like it is.
Okay. All right.
That's legit.
that's like.
Yeah. Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. You tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I like that because we've both got very different typical days right now. So hit us, Dave. Talk about yours.
So right now I'm on vacation in Africa. not really in Africa, in Queensland. And
we're about to drive past. Now, I'm not going to say what it is, but look to your right, a bobcat in the middle of the ocean. Like, we're literally about to drive past. You'll see it in a minute, people. This is actually, I didn't even realise.
There's like a sunken ship over there.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna.
then
This is a truck. A truck is floating in the ocean. You're gonna see this. This is okay. So that is how Africa. This is. There is like in Africa, it's very different to anywhere else in the world. All right, sorry. So you're in Africa.
So
you're in Africa.
I'm in a rest period, right?
Right,
So
right.
I sleep late. I wake up. I have eggs. I have bacon. I have a juice, or maybe a couple of juices, maybe some coconut. Have a bit of a stretch, have a shower, and then it's a case of doing whatever I want to do, which
Right.
really involves, like, I'm reading a lot of books at the moment, watching a lot of movies, especially movies based on the hero's journey.
Yep.
What else am I doing? Oh, playing lots of cricket.
Activities.
Yeah, activities, man. Activities.
Yeah.
Just having fun. Ran the Gold Coast Marathon the other week.
42 kilometres of running.
That was really good. That was my first marathon on the flat. And man, I was flying.
which is very different to marathon running through the bush, through the mountains.
I actually prefer the bush because it's like there's lots of strength components, and I've got a bit of that's my
a bit of ghetto booty.
I got ghetto booty, and that's
Right.
my thing is I'm strong in the legs, so
Yeah.
the mountain really works.
Yeah.
This bobcat's coming up, is it?
The cameraman. Oh, look at this. We're not even relevant anymore. There's a bobcat in the ocean.
Oh, what is this?
I love it.
We should go and sit on the bobcat.
Do you want to do that?
Oh.
I feel like we could. We're literally.
What if there's like someone what if there's someone sitting in like the cabin and they wake up and they're like,
We are actually.
and we're gonna like jump off.
We are pretty much in the ocean. Like, there's very few people close enough to us that could actually prevent us from climbing on the bobcat.
We can do a short take afterwards.
Let's
Oh,
yeah.
That was our driver, by the way.
We'll drive past the bobcat very shortly.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, sorry. So you're doing a lot.
Yeah. Doing lots of stuff. Still seeing some clients, which is great.
Yep.
But very much with the intention at the moment to enjoy myself. So
Right.
that's where it's at, Matt Kelly.
Yeah. Nice.
What about yourself?
So, well, I've got two different typical days right now. One is my typical day in Australia.
Yeah.
Right, and one is San Francisco. So in Australia, I'm waking up really early because I still want to get a few hours of the day in with US work time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I start working at 6 to 7 or 7 a.m.
Yep.
Work through to 10, 11, 12.
AM.
Yeah, mid morning, late morning. And so I'm getting a whole lot of work in because we just went through a massive acquisition, and I'm doing some really cool stuff in terms of work.
Can I say?
Yeah. Well, we
You don't know what I'm going to say.
Oh, no, say whatever you like then.
I just want to say vice president.
Oh, right. So
Matt Kelly's the vice president of marketing.
right, that's true. So that is true. Actually, I wasn't going to go there, but sure.
Yeah.
So
And PR and communications.
right, yeah. It's pretty crazy. So
I think I wish I was American. Anyway.
you do like the accent,
Go on.
but that's fine. Like it's good. So I'm really enjoying this bobcat.
Man, that Bob, you just can't.
A pretty obscure place to leave it.
It is. It's like the middle of the bay.
Like it's not even close to the shore.
Why would you have a bobcat there?
I don't get why. Is it because there's a mooring there?
I know
There's a
what-
mooring over there.
I know why. Because if it was in closer, well, it's when it's low tide, you can't do it in closer, and if you had it in closer, then you get the wash from the boats, so it might flip the bobcat off. Whereas this, it won't.
Right, it's more stable.
I
It's
think
still,
that's-
it's still quite close to the
yeah,
channel though.
yeah.
Oh well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Keep going.
So, so anyway, so I'm really busy doing fun stuff with with all the craziness going on in San Francisco, my typical day in San Fran
Yeah.
is very work-driven at the moment. Talk
Yeah.
about paying your dues.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
working
yeah.
really hard. So
Yeah.
it consists of getting up early, getting into the office, pumping through some really early emails, and then pulling myself away and meeting with the people that I'm working with, and getting just basically like working out what we're doing and making sure everything's aligned. And then the other thing I'm really enjoying is actually getting out of the office as well. So I'll go and do a meeting with other companies like ours. I find it's a much more collaborative environment to what I had in Brisbane. So people are willing to share and tell their story. So I go to a lot of events and meet a lot of people, which is fun as well. But I'm really in work time. It's like lockdown work. In Brisbane at the moment, like I say, working in the mornings. In the afternoons, I'm getting stuff lined up for the big move across to America. So it's meeting with the lawyers and the accountants. I've got to go down to Sydney to do visa interviews. It's crazy, but to be honest, that's real. Like that's
real.
To be, if you want the truth, that is the truth. It is like lockdown. It's time for work.
And then this Sunday, beach handball followed by MasterChef.
So this week we've got like adventurous
Amazing.
activities everywhere.
Amazing.
We've got a big night out Saturday night, and
Yep.
then the activities on Sunday are going to be amazing. So
Probably the greatest day
of our lives.
of our lives ever.
Probably.
Yeah.
The wedding will like just fall in comparison to this.
Just don't tell Sarah that.
It
Cut
must
that.
be right. So
Next.
How
How are we doing? We must be nearly done.
Let's get I'd like to just get one or two more here.
What's this Cronuts business?
Cronuts. Okay.
I don't even know. I don't even know what Cronuts is about.
So-
it sounds like a coconut, but like a different type.
Have you ever eaten a cronut? Did
I don't
Cecily
know
make
what
you
I-
ingest one? I don't know.
I don't. Did she? She hasn't made me ingest one.
No, I'm not sure.
I haven't actually met her in person.
I have met her in person.
You've been in a helicopter with her.
I've been in a
If
helicopter.
she was ever going to put a cronut in you, it would have been dead.
So I've been in a helicopter, in a Porsche, and in a trailer with Cecily. All of those things.
Oh, that's what it's about.
So that's true. So we've got a couple more here.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love
yeah.
to get to the end of these. So
Yeah.
what are the best guerrilla marketing strategies?
Okay.
I like that. Now, I suppose it really comes down to what you're trying to achieve.
What's your first question is what's your outcome? What do you want?
Let's think about objective here.
Desired outcome.
What do you really want to achieve? So, so when you know what that is, it really helps you to work out the best way to achieve that, or to get that. When talking about guerrilla marketing, it's about putting your thing in front of the right audience at a low cost in a way that's innovative, creative, different, new, whatever. So,
I think it comes back to what we spoke about before about how when everyone else is zigging, you got to zag.
yeah,
So, and as well, connect with more people. So I'm thinking like, if you own a yoga studio, what complementary businesses could you do?
Yep.
Could you like connect with? There's Jim's Natural Foods down on the corner.
Yes.
Like, could you do a thing where for every $100 someone spends at Jim's Natural Foods, they get a free yoga session?
I
or
love
something.
it. I love it.
So you go talk to Jim and say, "Hey Jim, I got this yoga studio. We're kind of in the same sort of business.
Right.
Do you want to like?"
But different enough that you shouldn't be threatened by me. And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you can collaborate.
Yeah, and maybe even you go to Jim and say, "Hey, can we get like a fridge in? Can you arrange to have a fridge of coconut water put in our studio or something?"
Yeah.
I think that's cheap, and it's a good way of utilising other people's lists.
In your community as
That's
well.
right. Yeah.
Very
So
local.
Jim has the list. Go make a connection with him. All of a sudden, his customers can become yours.
Yeah, and it works for Jim because then Jim's
he loves
adding
it.
even more value to his customers.
He loves it. Yeah.
So there you go. That's a great one. I love the yoga example.
But generally, for guerrilla marketing, you've got to be compelling. You've got to be engaging. When everyone else is zigging, you got to zag. So, yeah.
I agree with that. That's great.
Yeah.
Here's second last one. If you want to keep your work and social life separate, how do you prevent clients from friending you on Facebook? That is tough.
I don't reckon you should split them. I reckon if you want to split your Facebook profiles, you're hiding something. I reckon the moment I've got quite an opinion on this, Matt Kelly.
Yep.
I reckon the moment has passed for privacy on the internet. The moment has passed for wanting to hide stuff from people. Even like I've got a friend who is like so against like everything. Doesn't do anything online, but yet she turns up in photos on Facebook because she went to like a friend's party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you tried to stay out, but you still turned up.
Right.
You can't hide.
You can't,
The
that's
moment
true.
is over. So this leads into another thing, right? you've got to. This is an idea that I believe in. You've got to live your life like there's a camera on your shoulder, 24/7. What does that mean? It means you got to do the right thing. Means you got to do the right thing. If you're a personal trainer and you're like making all these videos or something about like being healthy, and then there's like photos of you getting pissed on a Friday night.
Right.
Well, are you doing the right thing? Are you being congruent with what you're putting out? I think the way the internet's going at the moment, it's really showing you've got to be congruent in what you're doing. You sort of got to walk your talk.
Right, I do agree with that. The one thing I'll say is I do know a few people that do.
You've got some exceptions, or you've got some like
So
other
I think-
circumstances.
I think there are situations
you got
where
a different
it
sort
don't-
of similar but different view.
Right, it depends on who you are and what you do. I think in most cases you probably don't need to keep them separately, and if you do need to, then you are trying to hide something, and that's okay. But I would think about it more in terms of circles. So I've got circles of friends from high school, and we participate in a certain way. I've got circles of people from work, and we participate in like with each other in a different way. So I feel like there are still like defined groups.
Yeah.
Those groups are clashing, and social media has caused them to clash even more. I do think unless you're in a very specific field, and I think a field's like a medicine as an example, right? Like doctors, it might not necessarily be appropriate for you to always be friending your patients on Facebook. School teachers,
Due to illegal
School
relationship.
teachers shouldn't always be friending their students on Facebook.
Yes,
Although I do think, I've said this to Cecily as well, that industry does need to be disrupted in a big way.
Yes.
Technology has not fixed that problem yet.
Yep,
So
yep, yep, yep.
so there's times when having a gap is relevant, but I would really think about why you want to keep them separate and what's on
Yeah.
your profile that you don't want your clients to see, if that is the situation.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then the question is, well, should those things be out at all? And if that's the case, then why am I doing them?
Yeah, because
Different question.
Because your business is a reflection of you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you want to attract people that believe what you believe. If you want people that are into stuff that you're into, then show them that.
Right, I agree with that.
You know, do I want people in the Samurai Lounge that love ultra marathon running or love adventure or stuff like that? Yes. That's why I will show them the adventure.
Yes, I know that's 100% true.
Next.
All right, last question. It's a big, scary question.
Holy potatoes, Batman.
Like paragraphs long.
Should I get my bacon out?
Do you actually have bacon here?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I wish I did.
It's unfortunate.
Bacon is good for me.
So here you go. There's another business one, marketing. So, do you think there is value or opportunity in creating a social media presence for a product that is technical? Okay, so it is only of value in the technical world. If you do see value, how and why? If you don't see value in these forms, how would you suggest getting the word out to new customers? Now, to give you some background here, this person has created a product that is very technical to a very specific niche audience from a business perspective. So they sell their product to a specific audience. Typically, like this person has said, that product would be sold in an ad in industry magazines, and they, like very rightly so, they're questioning whether or not that's the right approach.
Yep.
I agree with you that it isn't the right approach, and I agree with you that online is crucial. I also believe that there probably is opportunity with social media, but before you pick a profile or a platform, I think about who you're trying to reach.
Yeah, again, what's your desired outcome? That awesome question to ask.
Yeah, so when you know who you're trying to reach, then you start to go on that identification of where are they, what do they do, what platforms they spend time on, what are they doing on those platforms? Because when you do that, you can really start to feed it in, and I think that's where it becomes super relevant. So anyway,
I had a great idea on that.
Go on.
Just then.
Go on.
And it's about ideas. So if it's super technical, right? I would launch a Facebook page based on the idea that's behind.
There you go.
Right? So if it's something that's going to change the face of, let's say, salmon farming.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If it's a technical product that's used by, what do they call it? Aquaculture.
Sure.
Aquaculturalists.
Yes. Yes.
I would start an idea, right? Is to start a Facebook page based on the idea that product represents. So, saving the wild salmon.
Right.
Or that's, you know,
Like sustainable infrastructure.
sustainable
for-
infrastructure,
right.
or like food for the planet.
Yeah.
Or salmon for the planet.
And make sure your content hits the influencers that you're targeting.
It's about the idea.
Make it
it's
super
about
relevant.
the idea. Because if you go to someone and say, hey, I've got this Z5 72.96
Right.
megabot technical
yeah.
they're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. But if you go, I found a new, different way to save all the wild salmon.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, how do you do that?
He's that guy that saved the wild salmon.
Right, and we're talking about a very high level example here.
Yeah,
But I think that actually that works on multiple levels.
Yeah.
And I think that is super relevant.
I love it.
Well played.
I love it.
People,
Is that it, Matt Kelly?
that's it. We're done. That was the last question.
We're done.
Thank you so much, Samurai, for all of your amazing questions. There's still questions coming through now, but you know what? They're done. So thank you all.
We've run out of
No, we love you guys. We're running out of
yeah.
ocean.
and
Yeah.
we are.
And
We're-
there's a boat. We're gonna go climb a mast. We've got a bobcat to go and ride around on a barge. There's stuff to be done. so
more to come, Matt Kelly. Is this our last episode?
we'll
or?
see. We'll see, people. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. There's nothing else left to say. My name's Dave Thompson. That was Matt the freaking man Kelly. Emphasis on the freak. We will catch you on the other side.
Peace out, everyone.